Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about Azami setups for bank. I'm going to be going through the three sites that you'll probably be playing in games, so the basement, top floor and the open area site. You could potentially do some of the open area ones for tellers if you want to defend there, but you'll be defending there unless you know what you're doing. So, first of all, I'm going to be starting with the basement. I want to quickly say I brought a shotgun just so I can make all the holes that I would typically see in a game, or that I would like to see in a game. I didn't actually make the I don't actually use the shotgun in game, but yeah. So the first one I like to put on this wall, over this door frame, is because the hatch, such a powerful sort of angle down into red hole. Someone on the hatch can stop you from swinging. Like this, someone on the hatch can see right the way down to sort of this. So obviously you're safe if you here, but if you're trying to like make some holes here and maybe swing to that to try and like change up the angle you're swinging from, they can see you from the hatch. So essentially it just blocks the angle from that. It makes it basically clear the hatch. You can only get this sort of little sliver here. Someone's not going to sit there holding that one and just like get bored and hold something else. The second one I like to place is on the back side of the bomb here. Doesn't have to be any specific, but just generally sort of that area, and it sort of blocks their angle from server into the holes. Obviously that means that you can't watch through the holes to watch into the server, but you can still see the plant. Like that's all you need to see is the plant here. So you can safely hold the plant. You can hold it from well, safely hold the plant without getting spotted through the holes. It makes just a harder angle for them to hit you. And obviously, because you only have to watch that one angle, it's really easy for you to hit. So the way that I like to play a server is with, the way that I like to play the basement is to hold server with Azami. So what I'll do is I'll put one here. Totally. But if you put it on this side, obviously it gives you like a little head peek to peek the tunnel from. That's unlucky. The next next thing I like to do is to put one on the back side here. This table. This means you can play on the table and get like a weird off angle sort of thing. And if you pair this up by doing this, it makes it nigh on sort of impossible for it to come in and win this fight. Nice. As well as it's impossible to crouch through. Like usually if you place a crouch sort of a zombie on the door, they'll be able to crouch through it. But this, they have to either melee it, which you can see them from over the top of this and shoot them, or they'll have to prone through. So generally that's just the way that I like to set up server. Obviously that'll be on the sideway and that won't be knocked off because you've jumped on it. What you can also do if you're playing with a team or playing with a duo, to have someone play a Rooney, place the barrier there and have the Rooney play here, because when you don't even need to be a Rooney playing here, but you need to put in a Rooney on the server hatch and reinforce it. So if you reinforce this hatch, you're putting a Rooney gate here. When you're standing on the hatch, it tricks the Rooney gate to think that they can defend us in range to close the gate. And then obviously when you hear someone breach the hatch, you just crouch or you jump off the table, and the Rooney gate will activate and it will kill the Habana pellets. That's another thing you can do, like use this as army strat and do that as well, to make it nearly impossible to take server. Obviously you'll want to pair these sort of things with Jaeger devices, so you maybe put a Jaeger device here to protect both of them, or you'll put one sort of behind this gate even, so that someone doesn't get naded, the person playing the gate doesn't get doesn't get naded. But yeah, that's the basement site over and done with. I'm going to go for the top floor next. So now we're onto the top floor site. The way that I like to play sort of as army on this site is like to do put one on this side of this bin here by Kanto. People generally will put a shield here, but if you don't have a shield, it works just the same to put an Azami here. Maybe it's a bit sort of restrictive how you can play around it, because it gets a bit curved around the side kind of thing. You can put it straight on if you put it more to the right, but it gives you some angles to swing off of and play this elevator position, which is such a power position to hold main stairs push, to hold the gold push, to see it lobby. Obviously you'll be doing this, you'll want to reinforce these two, and you'll want to open this hatch as well so you can fall back if you need. But yeah, that's the first Azami. The Second one I like to put just to block off this rotate hole. So you can you can rotate freely into janitor. You can also play off this and peek off this and sort of get some weird angles, as well as so you like safely rotate between janitor and side. So for the third one, I like to put on this window here. You might be thinking that's a bit useless, why? But I'll tell you. So essentially you put it sort of there somewhere, and what it does, it blocks this really weird angle. It blocks an angle from that window there through the other window, you can see it there. It blocks an angle all the way from there into the road hole, which people are like to use. If you think people aren't going to use that angle in your games, you don't need to use it, but a lot of people use it. I use this angle myself when I'm attacking. So it just helps with that, as well as it also like be able to play behind it. If people are on the windows, and start shooting through into sight, much options to play around. Sort of chill behind. If you want to peek them. The third one I like to do is on the back side of the chair here. This sort of makes it harder for an attacker to just hold right through the middle of the site, through the holes. Obviously you'll make these holes so you can contest the skylight push and just don't give them the map control for free. But an attacker with a high magnification scope can just see right through it inside. So what I like to do is to use that, to sort of use this and get some pixels on it and play around it. Instead of just letting them have letting someone like a Kali or something just AFK on that angle, you can fight back with a head peek. Alright, so for the final Azami gate, there's sort of options you can choose and use depending on how you want to play and how you think the attackers are going to push. For example, if you want to play close up and CEO and play aggressive on them, you can put one on the back here, back of this cabinet thing, and play close up and sort of peek the breach and play off it. Because obviously they can wallbang this, but if they have a negate there, they can't. Rooney barrier, zombie barrier, they can't wallbang you because it's bulletproof, obviously. So you can do that, but it also, if you do that, it runs the risk of them being able to come in and plant behind this. Obviously, so you might want to save an impact trick, like impact this if they're trying to do that. Another option, what you can do is to come into lobby, to block off the window, this window here, this lobby window. I put them one sort of here, or on the side there, or even just on this window sill here. Same goes for this window as well. You can put one sort of pillar on here. Generally, the last one's up to you. You can even keep it in your pocket and restore like an important one. Let's say you want to be the person that plays the elevator here, and when they're attacking, they end up getting rid of this by like an ash charge over here. You can just replace it yourself, and if you're the player here, you can just replace it yourself. Playing again. So generally, the last one's up to you. This is generally what I would like to use playing as army and Theo. Right, so now we're at the open area site. I will say the setup for this isn't amazing. I don't have any good, amazing strats for this. I don't tend to play as army on open area, but here's just some. If you want to play as army, if you're in his army main, if you're trying to be in his army main, here's some barriers you can use. So the first one I would put is here. Put it on this one as well, or you can even put it on the door frame. But generally, it's just so you can have sort of a safe way to the window. You'll want to reinforce that wall. I'll give you some ways to get in some like favourable fights on the window, or if someone jumps on the window, etc. The next one I like to do on the back side of this table here. Just because it'll sort of block off the angle from the door or from the electrical if the wall's open, if this wall's open, or like terminated or something if you're in. It'll block off that angle and give you some things to pick around on to fight back. The next one I like to do, never really seen this done before, but it's just something that I've just kind of thought about. Put one on the side here and put one on the door, and it'll work the same way that the server one does, in the way that it's a sort of one way. It'll work like a sort of one way against the blue push. You can have little pixels if you put it. I put it a little bit too far along, so there's a pixel here. If you want this pixel, you can do it yourself as well. by putting it further along the door frame, or you can put it more to the left and not have this, and just have the sort of one way. But anyone coming through there is just going to die in that. Like, no way. There's no way anybody's surviving that. If you want to be more secure, you can put another one sort of there, in case someone swings this door and tries to kill you. Or you can put it even on the back side of this bomb. Generally, like, I mean, it's just not a bad idea. Put one on the back side of the bomb. Give you some weird off angles and play, and like protect this angle. So yeah, this is just quick because I don't really have any amazing strategies. This just kind of thought about crafted. But yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like. If there's a map you want to see next, I'm going through all of the maps. If there's a map you want to see next, drop a comment down below. I'll put that one first. Yeah. If there's any barriers that you use yourself that you haven't seen and that you think are better than any, drop a comment. No, I'm not like if I see a one that's better than any of these, I'll use them myself. If I see a one in the basement that's better than the one that I use in the basement, then I'll use that myself. Like I'm not open. I'm not like closed to getting my mind changed. If there's anything that you think are better than these, then do drop a comment and see if it is. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in a bit.